Hi, this is Jeff from the IT department, here to talk to you about how to embed all kinds of Google documents, spreadsheets, presentations, forms, or drawings into your WordPress page. So let's go ahead and get started. You can see here I am at the IT homepage. It's euu.edu/IT. And I am going to scroll down here and go to software training. And from software training, I'm going to click on this WordPress link. And here you'll see is the manual for WordPress training. We have just recently added a section, which I'll click on here, about how to embed any Google document from Google Apps into your content page. Originally, we just had a document listed there, but it's recently become apparent to us that there's been all kinds of things that are people interested in embedding in their pages. That would include Google Document, spreadsheet, forms, drawings, or presentations into their WordPress pages. So once again, the beauty of using Google Apps is once you update the Google Apps, it'll automatically update your page. So there's no need to get into WordPress to edit anything. So that's why it makes it kind of nice. Plus now with Google Drive, you have unlimited amount of storage, which it may still say documents here, it may say drive, but eventually it's going to become drive and you'll have 5 gigabytes worth of storage. But anyway, from this manual, I have an example. I have this training manual actually as the example. Once you log into your Google Apps account, you're going to click on the file up here in the menu and publish to the web. Click on this and you'll see a document link and you'll see an embed code. We're going to copy this embed code here. And you also have a couple of controls. You can require viewers to sign in their EOU account, which we don't want to, and automatically republish when changes are made. We definitely want to do this. If you don't want to do this, you can uncheck this. So I would suggest leaving them in by default. So we're going to copy the embed code. We're going to close this. We're going to come over to this open Google Apps page that I have. And you'll notice I'm not on the visual tab, I am on the HTML tab here. I'm going to go ahead and paste this code. Now when I save it and view the page, it's going to display here in a minute. See, it's kind of small, so we're going to have to edit this a little bit. And the way to edit this, if you go back to this and scroll down a couple of steps, right in the code, you'll see here's the original code that I've copied. In between iframe and source, there is a width and a height. We're going to copy this code and we're going to add it to the one we've added to the WordPress page. So right here, I'm going to insert this, and it's basically telling the iframe I want it to be 675 pixels wide by 400 pixels in height. So when I update this and view the page, you can see I've got something that fits the screen a little more. And we can go full screen with this if we want. You can leave it like this to scroll. Totally up to you. But just remember, depending on how big it is, you only have about 675 to 700 pixels of space in your content area here. So obviously something this big is going to require, scrolling on left to right and whatever. But there are other forms we can embed in here as well. Let me go back and edit our page. The next example I have is a Google spreadsheet, which can be useful in replacing tables. Some people want tables in their WordPress pages, and they're not easily done, but this is a nice workaround for people who want tables. As you can see here, I've got an example. One thing you can do, and I'm going to do it here, is I'm going to delete all of the rows here so it stays pretty nice and tight. And you may want to consider doing this to your page. Oops. Maybe if it works for me. Here we go. You see I have a lot of extra cells here that aren't being used for anything. So if you want this specifically for a page that wants tables, just keep the sections in here that you want. And I want them centered. So I'm going to, I want to merge them. I want to get them all lined up so they look good. Same thing as we did before. We're going to publish to the web. And this shows all cells. Automatically changes will be made. You can require users to log in. I'm going to leave this all as default, but I'm going to copy this link. And you'll notice it doesn't give you the iframe section here. I'm not sure why Google does that, but we can work around that, and I'll show you how. I'm going to tab down. I'm just going to put my link here. But the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to copy the original iframe code. I'm going to paste it, but what I'm going to do is the code that I've copied from the spreadsheet, I'm going to cut and I'm going to replace inside the source code quotations here. So from the start of the source quotation here to the end of it here, I'm going to paste our spreadsheet. So when I update this, and you'll notice I still had the height and width is the same as before, but when I go to view this page and scroll down, there is my table. You can see I've got a lot of extra real estate here I don't need, so you can go back and adjust the form to fit to size. So obviously I'm going to make this 200 in height and probably 400 in width. We'll update it and check it out. And it's, you know, a little closer. I probably need to do some more playing with it, but you should be able to get it pretty close to what you need to post on your page. Now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to embed a Google form. And this is a fake form. This is something I've used in a few classes before. But from here, from the form, we're going to embed the form in a web page. Click on this link, and it gives you an iframe. This one gives you an iframe, which is good. We're going to copy it, and we're going to go back to our Google page. I'm going to go ahead and overwrite all of these and just paste it over. And you'll notice this one does come with a width and a height. You can add a border to it if you want. You can add margins if you want. But let's go ahead and view what the default is and take a look at it. So when I view the page, it gives me a nice little fake form display. And you can see I've got a little bit of extra real estate here in the bottom. So you can adjust the width and the height to make it work for you. So it looks pretty good. The next thing I'm going to embed is a Google presentation, which is pretty nice. Like I said, if you want to display a presentation on your website to where it runs automatically, we're just going to publish it to the web. We're going to get the embed code here. And you can see here the presentation size is a medium size. The width of the pixels here are wider than what we need, so we need a smaller one. And we're just going to copy it here. Go back to our page. I'm just going to overwrite the forms one I just did. And you can see the width and the height. We can adjust that here. Let's go ahead and add it 675, and we'll go ahead and make it 500 or something like that. And we'll update the page, and we're going to view it and see what it looks like. Now, the cool thing about this, when it loads, it will start playing all the slides. We can fast forward it here. And there's Brian's mustache that he used to have but doesn't have anymore. And basically just go through all of Brian's slides that he uses for the WordPress 101 class. So, or you can play it and then it'll play for you. I think every 3 seconds it changes a slide. There you can see it changing on its own. So that's pretty handy if you want to give someone a visual example of something that you can create in Google Docs. That's pretty handy, in fact. The last example I have is a Google Drawing, which is a fairly new product for Google. It's still, you know, there's still a few things that need to be worked out in it, but it can be useful if you just want to make a quick drawing or whatever. You can see I just made a big arrow with a check out my drawing thing here. But I'm going to go ahead and embed this, publish it to the web. There's my embed code right down here. I'm going to copy it And you can see down here the image size is, again, the pixels are too wide, so I'm going to go for a small one. And again, you can change it in the embed code. Let's go back to Google Docs and paste it. And you can see the width and the height are embedded a little more deeply into the code, so they're right here. You can just change the numbers on them if you want, but let's go ahead and view what the default is. And update. And there's my drawing. So this is a basic overview of how to embed all kinds of Google Docs. If you have any questions, please contact the help desk. Our phone number is 541-962-3111, or you can send us an email at helpdesk@eou.edu. Thank you for watching our video, our last in our series of WordPress videos on how to embed all kinds of Google Docs into your WordPress pages. And thank you for watching.